All praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Green Millstone that rule well. Peace, salutation, Allah Hakim, doing and pushing his word in sincerity and truth worldwide. And a sincere shalom to the elect. Now, this one I label suffer now, rejoice later. Okay? And this, this brother here, I was watching this video a little bit earlier today, and it's, the title says it all right here. The Lord got you in a slump. Endure it, okay? Because in this truth, you have to endure on to the end. Matthew chapter 24 and 13. You're looking for salvation, well, you got to endure on to the end. Okay, and whatever the Lord sends you through, endure on to the end, man. Okay? I always say this, if you're going through a situation, don't pray for the situation to be off you right away. Pray for the strength to be able to go through that situation and overcome it. So that way it builds your character, okay? And you in the mental, in the mind and spirit, you're prepared for these things if it was to come again. And also, too, you can instruct your brothers, right? So going into this, I label this, suffer now, rejoice later. Fuck this world, okay? Because all these things out here are temporal, okay? And when the Lord puts you in a slump, he's putting you in that position to be refined, okay? To have the ability, the experience to be tried out, right? To have the ability to go through these things and overcome them and put your faith and trust into him and believe that he will set you right, okay? Just like it says in the scriptures, right? When you believe and trust in the Lord, right? Look at the generation of old, right? So let's go into this real quick. Fuck this world, because we have, Salakia, the world has to come. Why not work out right now instead of trying to cling on to these things here that are temporal? Why not try to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, storing up your treasures in heaven? Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confound, world without end. So our world is going to be without end, man. Okay? We're going to be on top. All right? We're going to be on top. And, yep, that's going to, the elect, they can see this in mind, in heart, okay? Because the Lord has given them that ability to see this, okay? Through his scriptures, through his word. This is why we believe on him. This is why we won't sell out for this world, okay? Psalms chapter 2 and verse, 10. Be wise now, therefore, ye kings, and, Slakia, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. We're the true judges and kings of this place, not these other nations, okay? Serve the Lord with fear and trembling, and they can't serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. The instructions weren't given to them, okay? Serve Yahweh with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. And we put our trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And how do you kiss the Son? Well, the Lord said, this is my well-beloved Son, hear ye him. And Psalms chapter 40 and verse 7 comes in the volume of the book. So when we're doing these things, praising Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, studying, how do you say it? Well, metaphorically, giving sight to the blind, you know what I mean? Awakening, looking for the elect, okay? This is how we're kissing the Son, okay? Doing what's commanded of us from him, okay? So, yeah, this is why, Salakia, this is why it says work out your own salvation, or Salakia, work be times, man, okay? And his time, he'll give you your reward. Sirach chapter 51 and verse 30, work be times, and in his time he will give you your reward, okay? So work be time. What does be time mean? Right now, with haste, work it out, okay? And yeah, going back into that kiss the Son, lest he be angry. And this is what we're doing. We're working. We're buying the truth with our time, man, okay? Sacrificing our time, making our bodies a living sacrifice, okay? And yeah, that's why Moses, He knew as a prophet of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He's like, no, I'm not going to sell out. All this shit right here is temporal. Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Because, if you would say, yeah, I'm Pharaoh's daughter, whatever, all that abundanceness would have came with it, okay? Lavishness, right? But he didn't do that. He said, no, I'm going with my people, man. And all this shit right here, by the way, is temporal. The Lord is going to destroy Pharaoh. By the way, if you didn't know. And much like in this time, the Lord is going to destroy Pharaoh. All these things here, they're what? They're fucking temporal, man. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, that's the shit that we're seeing right now. These cars, houses, these physical, toys over here and all this stuff. Basically the damn toys to distract you. These cars, you go to the store and you get some kind of trinket for your house, whatever. These are just fucking toys. Kids got toys, adults got toys too. Okay? Those are all fucking distractions, man. So anyways, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. Okay? There's a kingdom of heaven, things to come. For the things which are seen are temporal, this world. These cars, adult toys, kid toys. all the distractions, right? But the things which are not seen are eternal. That's our kingdom to come, man. Okay? Isaiah chapter 40, 45 and verse 17. That's our kingdom to come. But anyways, going back into this, 1 Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 13 and 12. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as I am known. Right now, there's certain things we can only see in mind. Like, okay, we're going to be on top. You know what I mean? The earth is going to be at rest. We can only imagine those things right now. But in that day, it's going to be apparent, like how we see each other right now. Yeah, we're going to see eye to eye just like that. Okay? It's going to be manifest. It's going to be right before us. Okay? Because when we dive into these scriptures, men like us that believe and trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he is given that vision to. Okay? His spirit works with our spirit. It tells you that right here too as well. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 10. But God hath revealed them unto us by his spirit. For the spirit searches all things, yea, the deep things of Yahweh. Okay? So we can envision it in mind that, yeah, look, see, we don't know how we're going to look, right? But we know that, hey, the spirits of us Israelites, we're going to be ruling on top. Okay? And the earth is going to be at peace. Okay? It's going to be at rest. Okay? So we, through the scriptures, can envision those things. Okay? Because the Lord has given us his spirit to know them and to even be able to see it, to envision it. Okay? So going back into this, let's go to Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Yep. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And our mind, La'ab, is concentrated and focused. Our mind is within these books, within these laws, statutes, commandments, within serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay? Our conversation is in heaven. We're not having these earthly conversations like these men here. The wisdom of this world. The wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Therefore, by the process of elimination, seeing how we walk, how we conduct ourselves, you know what I mean? Our conversation is in heaven. Our conversation is when will this kingdom come? Speaking of righteous things, okay? Distributing the law, statutes, and commandments rightly, okay? Rightly dividing the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So our conversation is not like regular men. Okay, talk about Nicki Minaj's ass and who gonna win the fight night, this and that, blah 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 blah. This is why the scriptures tell you that better is the end of a thing than the beginning. So Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. A patient suffers. We're going through these things. We're building our experience. Okay? We're being tried out. And what does it tell us in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and 5? He tried them as gold and silver in the furnace, right? And found them acceptable. Roughly phrasing, right? So we want to be found acceptable in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So being a patient is you suffer. Just like Moses, he said, no, man, not for a season of pleasure. You crazy? All this is temporal. So when the Lord is supping with you, you realize, yo, I'm not selling out for the bag, man. I'm going to push his word. I'm not ashamed of this doctrine. The Lord provided us, Matthew 4 and 4, with what we need daily. Okay? And, what does it say there? And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Many miseries shall be done therein hereafter to them that walk in the earth, that walk in great pride, roughly phrasing. Sirach chapter 8 and 50. When the Lord rejected the proud, man. He hated the proud. Proud look, lying tongues. These things the Lord hateth, man. And he's going to destroy you for that. Okay? You're going to get destroyed for that. Okay? So it's better to suffer now and rejoice later than to rejoice now and suffer later. Scriptures tell you that you have your consolation. Okay? You received that consolation. You wanted that, or well, you got that prize. But us, oh shit. Luke chapter 6 and verse 21. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. But you know what? Let me go to this one first. Matthew. I'm gonna end out on that scripture there. You know what? No, I'm going to end out on that scripture. Luke chapter 6 and 21. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil, for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice ye in that day, and leap for your joy. And leap for joy. For behold, your reward is great in heaven, for in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation, man, your prize. And guess what? As it says, woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when all men speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. Woo! Hey man, you already receive your prize. You want to part with this world. So the prize, the consolation of this world is destruction. Okay? In Job, what does it tell you? 20 and 29, Salakia. This is the portion of a wicked man. Job chapter 20 and 29. This is the portion of a wicked man from God, and the heritage appointed unto him by God, by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, destruction, death. Okay? The Lord said that he reserved the wicked for that day of destruction, man. Job chapter 21 and verse 30, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Okay? Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4. Yahweh have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Okay? So you don't want the consolation of these people right now, the prize that these people are enjoying in the world, right? You want to suffer now and rejoice later. So let's end off on that scripture, Matthew chapter 19, 27. 27. No. Is Matthew 19? Yeah, what the hell? Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. Then Peter answered and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, Slakia, in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So hey, Lord is giving you a promise that, look, you come follow me, you're going to be on top with me. Okay, you're going to be ruling with me. Remember he said that in Revelation chapter 2. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. Okay, fuck this world. That's right, fuck this world. Suffer now or rejoice later, man. You know, you want your consolation with the wicked, or you want your consolation with the righteous. Okay, and in no doubt, hey, Matthew chapter 24 and 13, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. That's the type of mindset that we gotta have, you know. Suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon me. Baruch chapter 4, right? So, you know, that's what patient does. Patient, suffer. Okay, and this is what we're doing. We are enduring on to the end, you know. And we're putting our trust into who? Into the world? No, we're putting our trust into Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay? So, hey, man. Like the brother said, you know, the Lord got you in a slump, endure it. Okay? Don't pray that, you know, the Lord take that situation off you right away because you don't learn nothing. But pray that you may be able to endure and overcome that situation. That way it builds your character, builds your patience, builds your experience, okay, and builds your character and builds your hope. Hope in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because every situation that you go through, the greater hope you have, man, the greater faith you have, okay, the greater spiritual power that you receive, okay, from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Remember, any son that he dealeth with and giveth correction and chasteneth, he's dealing with them like his own son, you know? He's dealing with them like sons, not bastards. So that's heavy there, man, you know? Because imagine we're in a room or a place and, you know, certain people are getting corrected and certain people are not. And then years pass by and you see the results of the ones who are corrected and the ones who are not. And all the ones who are not, they died off. But yet the ones who were corrected, they're still producing fruit. Okay? So hey, it's a heavy lesson to learn, you know, because you gotta learn, learn to suffer. You know, learn to suffer. Scriptures tell you it's better to go to the house of mourning than to the house of feasting. Okay? This will build your character and help you have the ability to go through situations, because we're going to go through them. Okay? And it's best that we learn from them, which gives us increase. Okay? So with that, Akim, you know, I hope you're edified with this lesson. You know what I mean? Lord wills, to the next time. And with that, all praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and who are worthy of their double honors. Peace and salutation to Allah Akim, doing and pushing this word in sincerity and truth worldwide, and a sincere shalom to the elect. I hope you're edified, Lord willing, to the next time. Wah, Abad Babal. Shalom Akim.